ครับผมครับครับผมครับ
ฮัลโหลฮัลโหลได้ยินไหมครับ YouTube ได้ยินไหม Yes class classroom meeting ได้ยิน YouTube ได้ยินไหมดีเลย์เป็นเรื่องปกติสตรีมมิ่งโอเคเราก็ดูใน Classroom เนาะแล้วก็แบ็กอัพมันก็จะไปปรากฏในสตรีมของ YouTube แล้วกันโอเคหวังว่าจะเรคคอร์ดจนจบโอเคฮะ ทีนี้วันนี้เราจะเรียนเรื่องนี้จากครั้งที่แล้วเราสร้าง VM มาละวันนี้เดี๋ยวเราจะลองเรียน Linux นิดนึงสอบถามนักเรียนนิดนึงว่าอันนี้ยังไม่เข้าคลาสเนาะมีใครเรียน Linux File System หรือว่า Linux Command มาบ้างแล้วยกมือหน่อยมันยกมือได้ไหมในนี้มันกดปุ่มยกมือได้ไหมโอเค1 คน2 คนแล้วที่เหลือล่ะ3
ครับผม
เรียนแล้วทุกคนโอเค ทีนี้คลาสนี้ถือว่าทบทวนความจำแล้วกันแล้วก็อาจจะมีบางอย่างที่เรายังไม่เคยรู้ผมเข้าใจว่าเรียน OS มาแล้วถูกใช่ไหม Classroom Meeting ได้ยินเออ YouTube ได้ยินไหมทำไมเพิ่งมาเป็นเรื่องปกติสตรีมมิ่งโอเคเราก็ดูใน Classroom เนาะแล้วก็แบบโอเคเราเคยเรียน OS มาแล้วใช่ไหมครับนักเรียนเคยเรียน Operating System แล้วเนาะ ฮัลโหลนักเรียนครับพูดคุยกันหน่อยฮัลโหล
เคยแล้วค่ะ
ลองเล่าให้ผมฟังหน่อยเรียนอะไรมาแล้วบ้างใน operating system ที่เราจำได้
เรียนเกี่ยวกับ Linux ค่ะ
โอเค
อย่าง
Linux Command พื้นฐานเรียนแล้วเนาะแล้วก็เรียนพวกOS environment แล้วเนาะเช่นvariable environment ใน Linux เรียนแล้วเนาะ
คือถ้าถามก็ไม่ค่อยแน่ใจเท่าไหร่ค่ะแล้วเพื่อนคนอื่นอาจจะจำได้ค่ะ
โอเคโอเคอ่าเรียน network interface controller ไหมฮะนิกได้เคยเรียนนิกไหม NIC network interface controller คุ้นไหม
ได้เรียนเทอมนี้อ่ะนิกเนมใช่ไหมฮะ
NIC นะ
ใช่ครับเพิ่งได้เรียนเทอมนี้ในแลบเน็ตเวิร์กิ่งอะครับ
โอเคโอเคแล้วน่าจะได้เรียน virtual network ด้วยถูกไหมเร็วๆนี้ถูกไหม
น่าจะได้เรียน
โอเคโอเคทีนี้ผมจะเอางี้แล้วกันเนื้อหามันจะอาจจะโอเวอร์แลปบ้างเล็กน้อยนะเพราะผมรู้สึกว่าเมื่อวันที่ผมสอนเรื่องVM เนาะผมรู้สึกว่ามีหลายๆคนยังงงๆอยู่ผมก็เลยรู้ Linux หรือเปล่าเนาะวันนี้ที่จะปูพื้นให้ก็คือจะมี Linux ของเดิมที่เราเคยเรียนแล้วหน่อยหนึ่งผมจะไปเร็วๆแล้วก็อันที่2ผมจะพูดถึง Public Private Key นะเวลาเราใช้ VM อาจจะต้องเข้าด้วย Private Key อันนี้คาดว่าน่าจะพูดแล้วน่าจะมีคนพูดแล้วแต่ผมทบทวนให้อีกรอบแล้วกันแล้วเราก็จะพูดไปถึงNetwork Interface รวมทั้ง Virtual Network ด้วยเดี๋ยวจะลองสอนแล้วก็ลองเดโมสลับกันแล้วกัน อาจจะสอนสักครึ่งชั่วโมงเดโมครึ่งชั่วโมงสลับไปประมาณ3 รอบเนาะอ่ะเริ่มเลยแล้วกันโอเคtoday we going to learn basic Linux for I think to prepare what we going to have in the project we need to develop some system I will call system which consists of maybe 3 or 4 software components working together. For example, you may have database, you may have a simple dashboard and also a website. Assume that all every part or every component working together. We going to learn Docker Compose as well, Docker and Docker Compose as well to make everything function. For today, we're going to learn basic Linux and system environment and basic volume and storage to prepare what we're going to learn in the project. Before we start, let me summarize. I think the previous knowledge we already have. The first one we're going to learn about Linux and some history behind Linux operating system, some basic command, and we have some commands working with file system permission and also package management for Linux system. If you come back to history of operating system, one of the oldest, I would say oldest operating system is Unix. Right now Unix is they have different branches of operating system. It starts from at the dawn of computer era, which is about 1960 1970. Unix operating system has been created, and it eventually in past only 1 decade it distribute in too many distro different version. It may have original of something called next step, which is an original operating system for Mac OS, and we also have FreeBS, which is right now is a standard OS, one kind of standard OS, and which is beside it is branching into another operating system called Dragonfly, and we also have NetBSD, OpenBSD, AIX, and several things, including Solaris and also Open Solaris as well. All of these based on the same original piece of code, which is designed for managing resource of a system. If you compare operating system to I would say operating system is a manager to control the resource of hardware. Hardware may consist of hard drive storage, network, and also they have some external interface as well. All of these need to be controlled by single individual, because we need to run several programs in the same computer. So the operating system or manager need to allocate all of these resources to some particular program. For example, one program may require 10 GB of RAM, 1 core of CPU, and may also need some networking as well. So operating system need to control all of this allocation. And at the beginning, we have the previous I think the root node of Unix, which is called PDP-7, which is very old, and after 1 decade it distribute into several distro. And another kind of operating system is in this column we call Unix-like system. which is right now we call group ผมไม่ได้แชร์สกรีนหรอแป๊บนึงon this is on the right hand side is a original Unix system starting from PDP operating system and some year later it will evolve and create different kind of version. Next step and Mac OS is in the line Unix line system like free BSD and also Dragonfly. This is a name of operating system which is you may know some of this, but today we are going to learn on the left hand side. We call Unix line system. In this case, we will learn about one particular operating system called Linux. Linux has is a piece of code running. It is an operating system. They control resource and also allocate the resource as well. In principle, computer has 5 component parts, which is input and output, a normal interface for computer, and they also have computer also have memory and also computing unit and a controller. All of this hardware need to be controlled by some software as well, and a software in this case is operating system. For Linux system is starting from around 1991, which this guy Linus Torvalds developed a software, and in the first time it is a hobby project, but eventually it going to be it was distributed to colleague, friend, and other people, and all of them see the same idea. They require some open source and some easy manageable software. So this Linux operating system quickly spread out and get involved into many contributors, and after that we have the final the latest version of Linux system. You may heard some of this such as Red Hat is a prominent operating system for server and security, and we also know this Android, which is based on Linux operating system, starting from around 2010. This guy Linus Torvalds, I think he's Finland. Yes, Finnish. They was born around was born in 1969 and developed OS on around 1991. If you calculate the year he announced the operating system, they announced his work around I think around 20 years old. It means he complete his project Linux operating system in only age of 20. And I have a short description about Linux tutorial. I think this tutorial is quite very useful, and I use it to teach students. It consists of many aspects of Linux command, starting from basic command for working file, and also talking about how to install package, how to back up the data, and also talking about how to monitor and manage the memory, and about topic number 9, using system environment and monitor the process inside the operating system, and also talking about how to manage partition and volume as well. In later topic, it will going to move into networking and also virtual networking as well. and also talking about some application based on Linux, such as Samba server, and I think this topic is very important in this slide, in this class. Virtual network and virtualization, which is the concept is they able to construct virtual network interface or NIC inside our computer. For example, if we have a computer and we have only one network interface, a network card or wireless network card, whatever you have, you able to list it on the command. But for some libraries such as KVM or QMove, able to construct virtual network from nothing, that I would say. It can create virtual network interface inside operating system and allow a process to use this virtual network to create internal network inside a single computer, which is very useful when you're working with virtualization or virtual machine. And after this, after understand it, you're able to create a cluster just inside your normal computer, your single computer. So I think this tutorial is very useful. So I select this tutorial in following classes. Some command very useful, such as which and where is, which basically used for locate the location of folder or directory or path for the following command. For example, if you type in Linux terminal, you typing which and followed by some Linux command, it will locate the location or path of a particular command. And also you can use where is as well. The where is will list the location or possible location inside the. I would show something like this. Let me show some quick demo. For example, if I typing which, and I would ask where is my Python, which Python I'm using right now. Oops. Another command, maybe ls. When I typing ls, it means list file or folder inside present working directory. We can do this by using built-in command from operating system. But sometimes we would like to know where is the binary or executable file that called ls. So I can use the command which. This command will tell us where is the location of ls. If I try to check this location, I will see something like this. If I try to list the location, user/bin, and then grab some command which similar to ls, you see there are some several aspects of command, but one of them is this guy, which is ls. So this means the command ls is I should use another one. I should use something like this. ls. A lot of them. I think we should do some other command as well. For example, some command which really useful, like ifconfig, like this, used for check the IP address. If I want to know where is the binary file of this command, I would say which if config, it will tell us the location of this if config command is inside this particular folder. So if I try to list all of this file, you would say I would see something like this, but too many commands, so I need to filter it out by using grep and also typing the command. You will see, oh, this guy ifconfig is belong to this particular folder, and it is a executable file because the permission is has an x static and the x is stand for executable, and where is also using the same thing, but I think they may slightly different because it will list all possible config. Oops, where is all possible location. In this case, it will tell the ifconfig has two location, this one and another one is here. So this command is quite useful when you have the problem when your working environment or command has the same executable file, and we don't know which file we just executed. So using this command is really helpful. Another one is cd, which is stand for change to current directory, and this command used for change the location of a present working directory to another place. For example, if I want to check where is my location, I would use I can use pwd, stand for present working directory, and if I want to change to our parent to the parent directory, I just use pwd like this. It will let's check pwd. Oh, sorry, let's do it again. If we want to we starting from check the current location. If we want to change the working directory, I just use cd and typing the location we want to go. In this case, if we want to go to the parent directory, I can use either full path or relative path. If I use relative path, I can do something like this. I will go to the location /home, or I can use full path location as well, something like this. cd to home and go to Wasit as well. If we change to current working directory, change to /home /Wasit, you can do something like this as well. cd go to home, it will automatically go to home, or go to root node. You can do go to root node, it will go to the index root node of the operating system. If you want to go to your home very quickly, you can do something like this: cd and tilde. It will go to your home directly in a single command. So cd is quite very common when you want to change the location you're working on operating system. Another command is ls. ls is used for list all possible file and directory inside your present working directory. You can most of the time ls is short and not enough. I often use ls dash la to check the size and also the date of the file as well. I think ll is the same thing. ll is stand for ls key la, ls dash la, ls key dash la, something like this. it is the same thing, ll and ls. And the last one is not last one, I think very helpful command is tree and also link, symbolic link ln. If I want to see the tree structure of this folder, I would do tree. For the demo, if I want to go to desktop and I can create a directory. In this case, I will call mk. I will call the folder my des C31 431 my des 431, and then I can use command ls to check whether cd my des. I can use command ls to check how many folder and file. In this case, we don't have anything, just empty folder, and we can create some folder and directory by simply a command mkdir, which is mkdir. Make directory. The first one is dir1, a simple one. And we also have directory 2 as well. If you want to create a file with empty content, you can use touch, touch, just touch it, but don't write it. You will, let's say we have my file a dot text and file b as well. And I would have file C inside the directory 1 / file C. Oops, sorry. No such file directory. I think should be something like this. If I browse, it's difficult to browse everything at the same time, because right now we have you never see the file B, file C, because file C is inside the folder directory 1. In order to see the file inside the folder in the same command, you have to use command 3, which helping you to explore nested file inside the folder. I think this one is very helpful. 3. If you want to create some file inside directory 1, I can do this, and I will check it really quickly. You see, file D is just appeared inside directory 1. You can repeat all of this. You can do by yourself. It's really easy to do it. But 3 is originally not come with the operating system. You have to install it optionally. Another one is symbolic link li, which ln. Symbolic link is really helpful when you want to link some file to another place. In my case, I want to link file D with file E, for example, and place it inside another folder. Why I do this, I don't know. I just want to show how to use symbolic link. You're going to use command ln and give the path. You may use relative path or full path, whatever you like. But in this case, I want to use relative path starting from dot. You will see starting from dot means present working directory is mean here. Right now the location we are on, and then we have to go to relative path and target to this one. So I will use dot slash dot means present working directory slash dir1 and go to file d dot text, which I want to link to another place. I would say dir2 file d or file e, So I link two files together. Right now we don't have file E, but we can create a symbolic link, which means it's just a shortcut or link, not a not an actual file. Once I do this, I will able to see file E just appear to the screen. File E right now is not a proper file, is a symbolic link to file D in this case, because I just use ln to create the symbolic link. I think we can do like this. How? Oh, no. Anyway, if you want to change the content in the file, you can use many methods, but most of the time we don't have screen to connect to the server. We just have the terminal, and most of the time if you want to deploy something, you have to use Linux command, deploy web server or deploy your project. So most of the time you have to use Linux command. And in this case, if we want to change something to file D, if we want to check what is the content in file D, I can do something like this: cat and followed by the file path, file D, like this. You will see there is nothing inside this file, and also the same thing appear in file E as well. Sorry, it should be directory 2. You will see that there is no content inside file D. If you want to put something inside D, for example, if you want to echo hello, I can do outside by checking hello. It will hello again, but instead of pointing to the output terminal, I want to pipe it, direct it into the file d.text. It will direct or change the location of the output. Previously the output just appear to the terminal or standard output. It will direct or change the location of output to the file instead. In this case, if you want to cat is used for check the content of the file. You will see right now we can create a content of the file, or you just if you don't want to use byte or redirect the output location, you can use nano to or another text editor to change it. Nano directory 1 file D. You can type in here and you will see you can save it and exit. Right now if you check the content, you will see, oh, the content has been changed because we just changed by the nano command. But all of this will reflect to file E. If you check the file E here, you will see they are the same thing because they are symbolic link. This one is helpful when you want to keep original file in the same place, but you want to share the content to different location. So you can do symbolic link really easy. And next file stream. This concept is I think is why it really useful. Previously we know that when we typing echo, it will print out to the terminal. The terminal is something called standard output, std out, standard output. And we also have std in, which is the prompt when people type in and press enter. This is a command receiving from the keyboard. Most of the case, std in is keyboard, std out is terminal display. Most of the case, but sometimes it change because it depends on the system you're working on. and system standard error also important as well. STD error or standard error. When you want to pipe command, you want to grab the output of one command and then passing to the command number 2. You can use something called stream pipe. This means the command number 1 will generate output, and the output will immediately send to the command number 2. So in this case, you can create a pipe of command and make the Linux command very useful, because they can we can combine different aspect of utility working in the same scenario, same line of code. And we can redirect the standard input. Instead of using input typing in, we can use input text as a standard input as well. I will show you in the demo. Another one is that I just show you that we can pipe or we can redirect the standard output from the standard one to the file as well. And another useful command may be very useful in most of the case is grep, using for matching the string, find the matching string and get to the output result. And another one is file. File is something like you want to find some content inside the file. You can use command file. And cat tag tail head using for display the content of the file. Cat is a normal text display, but tag is a reverse. I will show you in the detail. But tail is just to show the bottom of last 10 record, last 10 line of output, and head is showing the top 10 or in the head of the file. Touch, we just using touch to create the file, and the last one is diff, using different checking the difference between two files. I will show all this in a second. If we want to close it down and clear the screen, you can use clear to clear clear to clear your output terminal. And if you want to let me show you. Oh no. If you want to test all this, I will start from here. Command line here, create piping. Let's see. If I first we need to find some command that receive the input. For example, I would show you if I'll try to find some scenario which may be helpful. The first one is using grep, which I already show you, but I will do it again. By right now we have some tree structure like this, and if we want to check if we want to list all of these files and then want to filter the output, if I just typing ls and -la, it will show all of the files and folders inside the present working directory. And if I just want to grab something like this, want to check right now I just use Linux pipe and then grab to create a matching string. The string I want to match is dir, you see that only DAR1 and DAR2 appear and highlight in red color in the screen. And if we want to grab another one, such as I want to grab text, you will see it highlight and show only two record of file A and file B in this case. And this one is quite very useful when you have a large number of display and you want to filter it out just what you want. Yes. Well, another one is that if I want to save all of this, or I want to receive the output from text, we can do the same thing, such as which command we can pipe the input, but anyway we just skip input because the input is difficult to demonstrate. I'll go to this one. If I want to change the output and pipe the output instead dumping into standard output or terminal, I will redirect it into the file. We can do this by simply create the pipe like this, pipe to file. I would say I will pipe to file A because it is quickly very easy to type. I will pipe off this to file A. So this mean all of these two lines which matching the string over here, it will display and write into the file A. If I type here, there is no response, but if you check the content of file A, you will see that the content of file A is already have the two files here, and so I just demonstrate 4 commands over here. Another useful display, which I'm not sure is it useful or not in my case, but I think it's very useful in other case. I will show the first 2 commands, cat and tag. Cat I have already show you, which you able to check the content of the file. If you want to display in another way around, you can do something like this. You will see that the first one display appear in the same order, similar to the output you getting from original output from the terminal. It's really the same thing, but what you want, it means cat is a normal display. Cat is normal display of the text file. But if you want to display in reverse order, it means the last row, the last line over here, display first. Sometimes you want to do this. You will see that file B is on the top and file A on the bottom. To demonstrate this, I think it is better to not grab here and then put it into file B. I think file B like this. You can cat file B and you will have something like this. If you change cat to tag, you will see something like this. So it is in reverse order. It is really helpful when you have a lot of very long display, but you want to see in reverse order. Another one is tail. I think tail, you need to have some very long content of the file. You will see right now it is the same thing between cat and tail, because my file is too short to display here. In order to do this, I think we can do something like generating some file from here. I can use system command like we can do ls and then /us/bin, which is very large amount of file in here. You will see there are a lot of files inside this folder, but I want to see just at the beginning or on the top. I can do something like this. I think yes. Oops. It should py to, sorry, what I have done. I just rewrite my tail. Check it. Let me check it again. I think I have do something terribly wrong here. Okay, it still work. If I want to dump all of this output into the file, I can do something like this. It will write everything inside file B, and once I have file B which is really long. If I want to cat file B, you will see that file B is very huge because there are several number of lines. If I want to see the top of file B, I just type in head. You see only head. I think 10 line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 line. And if you want to see the bottom or the tail of file B, just type in tail. It's very quickly you can search on the top or on the bottom. It's very helpful if you want to sort it first. So this is basic command you working on, and I'm talking about this because we're going to use Linux in our project, and most of the case from previously we use operating when we create an application, we have a system operating system over here, and then we have an application on top of operating system. The application will ask operating system to preserve or allocate some resource such as CPU, RAM, storage, or network interface. Most of the time, the application has been developed by using specific programming language such as Java, .NET C#, or C++, and Python, for example. And the storage of the application is stored inside local storage or local database. But right nowadays, the system has been changed. The deployment strategy has been changed from single standalone application to web application. When you have a browser and you need to access the application or service through the internet to some software as a service or platform as a service, or either infra as a service. This term I already talk about it. I already discussed it. The software as a service is a cloud service software which allow people or user directly access the software through the internet. But platform as a service is a software platform able allow developer to connect their application to the platform. For example, if you have web server, web application, web server, I would say web server, and if you want to connect that web server to another platform using API, you can connect to this directly. Most of the time, the platform as a service would be something like database as a service, API as a service, many AI application or machine learning open API, which you able to connect the API very directly. In this case, I consider the API as a service, as a platform as a service, because that particular service or function allow people or allow other machine to connect directly to the platform, and which means platform is something allow developer to use. If you consider my statement is that software as a service, the user is end user. Platform as a service, the user is developer. Infra as a service is the user is system engineer or system developer, which they want to create some cluster, they want to create some VM, something like that. And in this case, programming language which very popular in this scenario, in this modern scenario is JavaScript, Python, Ruby, and PHP, which is a native web or maybe cloud application development. There are many languages I didn't put into the list. For example, very famous one is Go, Google Go, for example, and we also have Ruby as well. Ruby already there. We also have like Lua. I think Lua is is a quite useful one. And so there are many programming languages. And when we be talking about storage, we going to have cloud storage, which is a platform as a service, and also we have a multimodal database, which is a very complex one. But right now it's really easy to deploy. Most of the case, the web application would look like this. You're going to have infrastructure and you have operating system. You create VM by using hypervisor, and after that you deploy your Docker on top your VM or guest OS, and then the Docker allow you to create the container and Docker image, something like this. I think we're going to do our project using this. We're going to have one remote proxy or gateway, and or we also have one of web server, and we also have some 2 or 3 multimodal database. For example, you may have Postgres database over here, and you may have key value storage such as Reddit, another one, and you may also have another search engine or Elasticsearch as well. I will do something like this in the project. I think we can do it quite easy nowadays. And the problem our deployment is that formally when we have serverless deployment, in this case we may have application number 1, application number 2, application number 3, which developed by different developer or vendor, and most of the time they may have individual VM, individual virtual machine to deploy the application. And in this case, you will see that we have at least 4 deployment. The first one is a central gateway on top, and also we have deployment B, which allow the website number 1 to exist or serve, and we also have another 2 deployment as well. It is very easy to develop, but it is very hard to maintain and working to continue develop the web, because if you imagine we have one machine, you have to remember the credential or username, password, or public private key. This, you have one credential over here to cover this deployment, and you also have to use another credential for deployment B, and do again for deployment C and D as well. You may say that, oh, you may use the same username password to every system, is okay until you realize that the developer B and C they are different team and they not want to share the credential such username and password. So in that case, it is very difficult to integrate all of this into the same system. And now we have to do something like this. Most of the time, the problem happen when I already told you about integration maturity, that when organization evolve from the beginning of when we create the first application, second application, third application. So most of the time, the first application using individual database like this, they have one application and they have individual their own database. And in this case, it is very difficult to integrate the database into the same system. So I recommend most of the enterprise should do something like this. You have to separate between database layer and the web application layer in such a way that IT guy or database administrator able to maintain the central database bottom here. This means when developer or vendor come to the enterprise and they may be outsourcing or some subcontract to develop some feature or some website, they don't own the database. They just develop one part and running on some particular system. But this web server not include the database. They have to create the link and consume the data through the network. In this case, the enterprise which has the system engineer or IT guy able to maintain the credential and also the data, sensitive data in the same standard. So if you do this, you're able to create something called service-oriented architecture, and also you may use technologies such as platform as a service, database as a service as well. So it is quite easy to manage. The drawback is that the developer need to change the way they develop, because most of the time developer want to create their own database, but because it's easy to manage, it's really easy to change the bug, fix the bug, and also change the schema of the database. But in long term, I think this kind of architecture is easy to maintain and develop and for further feature as well. In this case, we need to use some kind of portable deployment, and also we also need to know everything about deployment, to make everything clear and able to repeat. In this case, we want to use Docker file or deployment file, and this architecture allow us to maintain very easy, and they're able to scale or increase number of storage really easy in this case. This diagram, I think we already talking about this. If you have your own server, you have to take care of this, starting from hardware, server, network storage, network virtualization, the guest OS, the middleware, runtime, data, and so the last one is application. It's a huge amount of variety of workload. So your IT, or if you have enterprise, and your IT department need to take care of this. It's really difficult because it is still very difficult to find a guy which able to handle all of these layers. Most of the time, people or organization prefer to do this IS. The user or customer they are service provider which they allow us to use the service, and they maintain the green part over here, the green part here. For example, Amazon or Microsoft Azure, they provide us the VM or virtual machine. Beneath that, they have infrastructure such as networking, storage, and server, which we don't know exactly where is it. It is in the cloud, but the physical location may in the Singapore or Taiwan or Japan, whatever. But in the cyberspace, we see that there is an IP address. We can access that, and we can create the virtual machine on top of that service. So the IaaS or infra as a service provider, they provide us virtualization, and we can create a guest operating system and create our application on top of this. But sometimes people don't want to take care of all of this. They don't want to maintain operating system middleware on time. Is there any way that we just take care about data and application? Yes, it is. There is something called platform as a service. When people, the company or platform as a service provider, they provide until here the runtime. We just create data and create an application on top. One of the case is database as a service. Database as a service. You may have, for example, file-based database, S3 storage for Amazon, and you may have Google Drive, which is platform as a service as well. They can connect. You can connect this kind of. You can connect your application, and you can build your own data and use that service very quickly in matter of I think not more than one day to create platform as a service layer. And the last one is that when the provider provide all of this until application such as Google Map and YouTube, something like that, you just use it. You are the end user, but the price is increasing over time. In this case, it's very expensive to buy the software as a service, and it is cheaper to create your own platform as a service, and you develop the application on top. And it's also cheaper again if you have your infra and maintain or some of these. And the price may be vary, but you can find the cheapest solution from IaaS. If you create an VM for 1 year, you open the standard VM for 1 year, the price would be something around 50,000 or maybe 100,000 baht, which means you're able to buy the physical hardware within lending cost of 1 year. So it means if you want to buy a server, you can buy it and then use for very long time. I think maybe 3 or 5 years. It means that if you have engineer and if you have a technical, this strategy on-premise deployment is very cheaper, but it require some very skillful engineer as well. So if you have that guy able to maintain your system, I think we prefer you have to go to this choice, because renting VM for 1 year at that price, for example, in my opinion, I think a middle size VM may cost you about 50,000 to 100,000 baht, which means you able to find 1 or 2 standard machine, standard standard PC, not server, a PC. Why we mention about server and PC? Because personal computer, one standard computer may cost you about 30,000, maybe at most 50,000. but the server is starting from 100,000 until maybe several million. Um, but server has some the pricing of the server they come with liability. Lifetime of server is very long time. I think more than 5 years, and every part of the of the server grade computer, they have redundant, such as duplicate of power supply unit, duplicate of hard drive, duplicate of RAM and CPU as well. They make it redundant to make it high reliable in terms of uh, 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 physical reliability. but right now we have a technology that able to create a reliable cluster on top of non-reliable server, as for example, if you use distributed sorry. Okay. Ah, in short is that if you have if you have IT specialist and able to maintain your server, I think I prefer people to go for on premise deployment. But if you don't have specialist guy, I think you have to use a commercial cloud or public cloud. Well, for last week we already create virtual machine, and we try to try to create the I think most of you already did this, and some of you may have the problem about the login into the server. Previously, we use a simple username password in order to log in into the machine. But this assignment, I think today we're going to use something called public private key in the assignment. Before we go into that part, let me summarize what we have done in the lecture. We use the command pwd to display present working directory, and we also create I think we can create directory by using mkdir. We can change directory by using cd. We can create file using touch and list the file and directory by ls. You can install the package by using apt-get install 3 if you use Ubuntu or Debian, and you can use 3 to explore your file system, your location, your directory of some particular location. And that's it for what we have right now. But we're going to next step. Next step, we're going to learn about deeper about Linux and environment. And what we have to talk about is I'm going to split the next lecture, I mean the following few minute lecture into 3 parts. The first one about Linux command. I think this one is quite is in the middle, in if the difficulty the previous slide is very easy, that this one is really moderate level. Difficulty is quite medium, and we're going to learn about the backup command, system info, managing memory, and managing variable environment variable, and also monitoring process, and you can working on the process of the OS as well. And also we managing we going to manage the volume or partition of the storage, and also talking about how we going to create large volume as well. And after that, we going to learn about cryptographic protection, because the assignment we're going to use public private key to log into the machine. Let's start from the first command, rsync. Rsync is really useful when you want to create a backup very let's say if you want to when you create a data pipeline project, your data pipeline or your data collecting project, most of the time data not come from data not come in the same time. It is over time, it gathering, it accumulate over time, and you will realize that you have to import the file by copy and paste, or maybe move the file from one place to another place repeatedly, once a day or once a week or once a month, whatever. It will have to repeat the process very often. One of very useful command is that we're going to use rsync. Rsync is very helpful in terms of it will create the first it will check the difference between number of files in the location, and after that it will move just only the new file to create an update. So it is not copy all of them at the same time. It will check only update and use copy only update file to the destination. In this case, if you use command rsync -r avzh, if I remember correctly, R stands for recursive into folder of the folder, and also we have avzh, which is human readable and compressed file, which just you at the beginning, if you don't understand it, you just use the command, and then we're going to have the location from source to destination. The command rsync will check the difference between content of the folder recursively, and then if there are something new in the directory one, it will automatically check difference and move to target location. And if you want to repeat all of this every 5 seconds, you can use the command watch. It is slightly workaround method, but you in practice, in production, you have to use contact. But in my case, I want to show for sake of demonstration, I will use watch and -n5. It means every second it will repeat running this command repeatedly until we terminate the terminal. To synchronize between two machines, you're able to use this command. You can use rsync -a and target source directly, and also giving you final destination about your location as well. But the location of the location of destination directory not necessarily in the same machine. You can go to different machine. In this case, I may create the directory 1, and I want to back up into the server, which I giving the username, password, everything, and then let them copy the file, just the update file, to this particular machine and into the particular location over here. I'll show in the demonstration, and hopefully you can do this in assignment. And well, next one is that in order to check the system info, in order to check the system info, you may have different kind of command, but I think we need to demo first because it's very exciting to show that if I have a file structure over here 3, and I want to copy all of this to another location, I can do this by simply copy and paste, but it is difficult if the file if the folder have number of files, large number of files. So it is a good idea to use rsync instead. In this case, I will go to create a new directory called backup. I'll create a backup, mkdir, and then typing my backup directory here. Now we have the backup folder here. To make it on the top, I would like to make it on the top. My backup. So if you typing 3, you're going to see what is not on the top. How? Anyway, we have my backup over here, and if you want to create everything inside the folder, so we have the problem because the backup inside the working directory, we need to move to another place. Let me move out of this place by move my backup to other place. Right now we don't have my backup because I'm moving out. So what we do? I think we have to do something like this. Let me make directory the new one called ds341, and we just move everything inside my of this into my DSI DES. Just move around to make it organizing it to make it. Oops, can I move? Yes, I can. And my backup as well. I want to move everything inside this. What? Oh. If I go to DES 43 and then use 3 command, you will see that right now my backup is in the same in the proper place. So here we have 2 folders. The first one is my backup, another one is my DES431, and we have a bunch of directory and files inside my DES431 folder. And what we are going to do is that we create some backup, a snapshot backup because most of the time when you gather information, the information it will increasing over time. So we need to create a backup and make sure that only new one move to the backup to the backup directory. So I use rsync. How to spell rsync? Rsync. Can I have rsync? Yes, we don't have. Why? I do. I use rsync to create a backup by just recursive all file verbal and also compress human readable of a target I mean source directory, which is in my case is my DES 431 to the destination directory, which is my backup. In this case, if I press enter, it will check the difference between target between source and destination directory, and if there are some different, the different file will move to, I mean make a copy and move to underscore my backup. So right now it send incremental file, in this case file A, B, and also tail. Where's tail come from? I'm not sure. And all of this, it will move to my backup. If I try to use tree to check it, you will see they are the same thing. In my backup have the same directory 1 and 2, and also have file A, B, C, D, and also tail as well. And then if we want to change a little bit if we want to create a new file inside my DES 431, for example, I touch everything here, TOUCH, which is mean I create a new file. I touch A, B, C, D, E, F. Also, we don't have file f.txt. I would like to place it in my DES. Yes, if I type it in, you will see right now we don't have file f. If I recheck it, it will see, oh, the file s just appear over here, but on the backup is no longer, there is no file f in the backup folder. So I just run rsync again. What it does is right now, we should expect is that they should detect only file f and move only file f to the backup folder. So what's going to happen? Now they're sending only this file, file f, because they are just empty file, and we just detect it and we move to the destination directory. If I try to sync it again, there is no incremental file list here. If I try to do it again and again, you will see there is no moving file. So I decided to do something called real-time backup, which you can do something like this. You have to watch it every 5 seconds. If anything change, just move it into the backup directly. So I just do it here, and to demonstrate is that the file is moving almost immediately, almost every 5 seconds. I have to open a new terminal here. I need new terminal, and here I will do something like this, and we're moving to the working directory DES, and I would like to check again, our tree structure looks similar to the previous one. Yes, it does. If you want to create a new file by touch something, TOUCH, file A, B, C, D, E, F, and G .text. What's going to happen to the monitoring over here? In this case, if I terminate it, just repeat what I have done. I watch every 5 seconds. If there is anything change, just copy to the backup folder. I will do it again, run it. So it keep monitoring. You will see the second change every 5 seconds. Now it's 15 seconds. Next one is 20, and next one is 25. It means that every 5 seconds it will check the folder. If there anything change, it will copy to the backup folder. So I typing a new one by touch 5G. You see that right now when it's 40, it will it should detect no or yes. Oh, I see. I think I did something terribly wrong because I placed 5G in the wrong place. I have to move this one into my DES. I decide to move it by using MV 5G and then move to my DES and then expect something to happen over here. It should detect change and move this file, and after 5 seconds this log will disappear because the file did move to backup folder. If you check the previous log, there is no 5G in backup, and we just move it to this one, and in 5 seconds all of this folder also have 5G. So it's really useful in this case if you have data collecting from, for example, collecting data from Twitter or Facebook or Google, whatever, and you dump into a Linux file system, and you want to moving it every 5 seconds, move from one place, from collecting or landing zone to integration zone, for example. So you can use this command to move the file. And one very useful thing is that if I just use just change the content, what happens if I just change the content, not a file name? Let's see if I echo hello world, hello, how to spell hello, and pipe it into 5G. Let's do 5F. How? Oh, sorry. My DES and then 5F. So I just echo hello world and change the location to my 5F, and then what we should expect is that the size of F will change, and then rsync will detect the change and move this file to the backup. If I do this, you will see something change here. 5F has been moved, and then it will move to target destination. Right now, if you change, you check this, you will see the number of files is the same thing, but if you cut the content, you will see that the file F has the same content as another location. So you see they are the same thing. To make it, I will do it again. If I think it is very useful if I just close this and open the new one by simply let me check how to do this. I will do another one, new terminal, and I think we should open over here, new terminal here, and I would like to check the location of the file into window. Okay, it's a good idea. So let's do this by slightly moving the window a little bit, and we need to create a new one. How to split this one? I think we need to open a new window. I need to use tmark, but I don't know why I didn't use it. Let me watch kid n1 and cat the content of the file, which in this case is I want to check the my backup and file f.text, and we do the same thing but in different folder. Copy this one. It's supposed to be at the bottom should be my ds. Okay, cat this, and I slightly want to increase my screen a little bit to make it readable. Okay. Right now we have two windows. The top one, we monitoring the backup file. This one is backup file. This one is the original source file. If I want to change a little bit by just concatenate the string over here, right now they are the same thing. Because they already in sync. If I just concatenate hello world again in next, I think in the next new line, what happened? You will see it change here, and every 5 seconds it will duplicate the content over here. So you will see that in this case, you don't need to copy a new file every time. You just create some change, and hopefully the top one will get the same result after 5 seconds. So I think it's very useful, this command, in terms of moving data from staging from landing to staging zone. So well, I think it's okay to turn it off.